guys, welcome back. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I wanted to do something for Pride Month, but I really couldn't think of anything that Ookie Spooky in particular could do. And so I was kind of looking in the gallery and I came across faeunfocused's Pride Room Shell Challenge, and I thought I'd give it a whirl. Now in retrospect, I wish I had placed these on like a huge lot, because it would have made moving things around a lot easier. I also don't tend to do shell challenges, so that was also hard because I just didn't have the experience. But I had fun. And I mean, sometimes that's all it's about. It's just having a little bit of fun. Those round rooms though, they were the death of me, for sure. Because just getting them to go together and, oh my goodness, I'm yawning. I've been sick all day. I've been sick all week in one form or another. And when I say sick, combination of in pain and migraines, but it's easier to just say sick sometimes. Some people are like, oh, I thought you were sick. I'm like, well, sick in the sense that like my leg is on fire, but I haven't actually hurt myself. My body's just stupid. Is that sick? I don't know. Also, I just realized I could have done a much better shape with this if I had thought of it, but oh well, it's fine. I just kept questioning what I was doing, and I wanted that big long area as like a hallway. It was kind of hard to get these all together in a way that made sense. I think that I did a good job, but yeah. And then I was also, while I was doing this, trying to think of how I was going to decorate it. And I decided to use a couple different pride flags, but I wanted to be careful that it wasn't like, I wanted to be fun, but not making fun, if that makes sense. So, like, I didn't want things to be themed like, this is Disney World, and this is the Mickey Mouse room, but it's, you know, this room. I didn't want that, so I still wanted it to be a family home, just using those colors and maybe being inspired. I am sorry, I keep yawning up a storm. It's actually not a big house for having all these rooms. But it did force me to decorate in a way that I haven't had to before, I would say. Because it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. Because honestly, I almost never use the curved walls. And this is how you know I never do, because I didn't realize that I had to use a different tool to place down the curved fences until much later, so I'm sorry if you're frustrated with me. Believe me, I will find it and be annoyed with myself. I just don't build in Sims 4 that often. It's easier, but in some ways, because I'm used to building in Sims 2, it's actually harder for me. Even the roofs, like, it's just not how I'm used to moving things around or doing things, so it doesn't make sense in my brain. Just like when Sims 4 players try to build in Sims 2, they're like, why is it like this? I'm like, oh, it's always been like that. That's okay. My dogs are being wild downstairs. I did tell them to take it downstairs. Okay, actually, I told them to take it outside, but whatever. The roofing on this is a mess, but I did my best considering what it looks like. There was just no real way I could get around what I had done. I'm curious if anybody else has done this. I didn't look, just in case. But I'm curious if anybody else took it in a different direction. I was trying to roof this top part, and then I ended up fencing it, and I thought maybe later I'd put a ladder, but I did not. I didn't do that. It's just, how do you roof a triangle? How? Like, how? Because I feel like that's impossible. Oh god, I'm frustrated just watching it. I was so mad. Because I was just like, I just want it to do the thing. Ugh. What else is happening today? I'm trying to convince my partner to let me adopt another cat, because the world is on fire, but that's something that I can do, is I can rescue animals and take care of them. But he is not so sure, even though I'm the person who deals with all the drama of the animals. But I'm also a big believer in not bringing a living creature into a living situation unless every person involved agrees to it. I just feel like that's something that should be agreed upon by all. And while I'm being obnoxious about it and asking him, I still would never go get the cat without permission. So wish me luck on that. I've been making memes just because I also know that it's funny and he's finding it funny. So we'll see. If you have any funny meme ideas, please let me know, because I've used all the classics at this point. And he's not budging. He's not budging. And it's kitten season, which I don't really want a kitten. I want a cat. But, like, I wouldn't say no. It's just, I feel like if I got a kitten, I'd have to get two so that they would have someone their age who's also wants to play 24/7. Because, listen, kittens are insane. They are insane little creatures who have about 4 brain cells, and they're all dedicated to chaos. I know this. So, like, if I got a kitten, I'd have to have 2 of them so that they can entertain each other. Because I'd also have to keep them separate until everybody in the house was cool with the situation and I didn't think they were going to accidentally get eaten. Because I love my duty dog, but she absolutely, her favorite thing in the world is to take a small animal and put it in her mouth. She doesn't want to hurt it, but the small animal doesn't know that, and it does not want to be in her mouth 9 times out of 10. So they get used to it. The beagle is now used to it. She literally walks over and will put his whole head in her mouth, and he'll just sit there, and she'll just sit there, and everybody's good, because he knows she's not trying to eat him. But that took time, and that took a lot of supervised playtime in particular. So if I got kittens, it would be that. They are at least armed, and the dogs are also very respectful of cats. I think Judy's love of babies would be a problem. Because she does. She loves babies. She's got that cute aggression where it's just like, oh my god, I love it so much, I'm gonna eat it. And it's entirely too cute to watch, but also terrifying. So I'm putting doors in now, trying to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. I realized very quickly that I had an awkward situation where, like, I'd have 2 big rooms next to each other, but no hallway, essentially. So I was like, what am I gonna do? So I thought, like, maybe mother-in-law's suite at the bottom area where there's, like, that big room and then the round edge room. I didn't end up doing that, but I did think about mother-in-law's suite. Instead, I just went classic sitting room and then a second, like, family room. And then that little tuck-in area by the kitchen, listen, I did my best. They didn't fit together. It was just a little dip. It's fine. Hi, Judy. Hi, are you telling me a lie? Judy wants you all to know that she thinks she should have second dinner because I didn't personally give her first dinner, and now she thinks that it doesn't count. Well, we had our supper. That's right. We literally have to tell each other when we feed the dogs because they lie. And I don't know if I've told you guys this already, but when I first, like, moved in with Shay and he'd never really been around animals before, he was overfeeding them by a lot because they'd come to him and he's like, oh, you're hungry. And I'm like, no, they lie. Absolutely, 100% lie. They are lying liars who lie. My cat gained like 12 pounds. And I was just like, okay, we need to, okay, not 12 pounds, but still, he gained weight. And I was like, we need to put a kibosh on this. This can't happen. So we tell each other, I'm feeding so-and-so. Because they lie. I maintain that Judy doesn't actually lie, though. She just hopes. I really like this balcony situation. I don't really put balconies in the, like, every now and then I'll do one, but, like, multiple is not something I do. But it is something you see, like, especially in warmer climate areas. Like, there'll be multiple balconies just because we don't really have weather in the desert as much as, you know, on the East Coast. So we're not worrying too much about snow at all. Maybe a little bit of rain, but patios and decks and things, it's just more common. Not that I go outside, but, like, I see other people with them. I watched watched a couple movies today because when I have a migraine I just sit in bed, but I watched Last Witch Hunter, with Vin Diesel, because I needed a palate cleanser after I kind of tricked myself in a way into watching a movie that made me so uncomfortable and unhappy watching that I was just like, oh god, but like I had to finish it. And I did, and that was The Sacrament. Because going into it, I was like, oh, is this like a Jonestown thing? And I was like, no, because there's like a little kid being weird, and I'm like, this is a Wicker Man thing. It's got to be a Wicker Man thing where like she had him come and then they're like gonna sacrifice him because they're a weird little cult or something like that, and I'm okay with that. Oh nope. My first instinct was right, and I was in denial, and it was very much a Jonestown thing. And like, I get making movies based on like real life horrific events that have happened, but I personally don't tend to watch those. That's just not something that I like to watch. It's not something that, like, obviously people are gonna make movies about stuff, and they have a right to do that. I was incredibly uncomfortable, and the dread I felt just knowing it was gonna happen, and like the last 20 minutes was just really rough. And I watched it, but like, I wouldn't have if I knew what it was. My brain got tricked. I was thinking this is gonna be like, oh, I think it's that, but really it's gonna be Wicker Man, which would have been interesting. At least would have been a nice twist to things. But nope. Had to be what we all thought it was gonna be. And then I didn't like that. I mean, I know they have to, for legal purposes, say this is this is fictional, it's coincidental if it relates to anything, but like, that it was such a real like horrifying tragedy that like I feel like you can't do that in that case. Like, if anything, just say inspired by, and like maybe have something at the end talking about like the victims of that tragedy. I felt would have been more appropriate than just a blanket what? No, we made this up all on our own. I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And it was a little just too gratuitous for me. Just because of real events. Like, I can watch the most ridiculous splatter movie horror thing happening, but it's not real. Like, Freddy Krueger is not a real person. Nobody's coming into anybody's dreams. So it's like, I can enjoy that because it's chaotic and silly. And it's so over the top that it's just like, it's camp. But yeah, I don't know how I felt. I don't think it should be like against the law or whatever, or like even frowned upon. I mean, I feel like there's important commentary to be said about events like that to make sure they don't happen again. I don't think that it was maybe handled in a way that didn't make me feel icky. And I love horror movies. Like, I grew up watching horror movies. My mom has been obsessed with them her whole life. She has seen every horror movie you can even think of, and many you haven't, because she's also delved into the world of YouTube and seen any student project that is out there. She's probably seen it. Like, she loves horror movies, and she was housewife for my whole life pretty much, so she's had a lot of time to see all of the horror movies that have ever existed ever. So I grew up watching them. Like, I watched Chucky, I think when I had to have been like 2 or 3, and I was fine with that one. Actually, it was a different horror movie that got to me, but like, I've been so enmeshed in like horror culture and seeing all these horror movies that to me they were never really scary, but they were fun, and they remind me of growing up in a positive way. But I don't know. So yeah, I watched Last Witch Hunter in order to feel better, and I did. Because it's not a good movie, but like, it's a Vin Diesel movie. You know exactly what you're getting when you watch a Vin Diesel movie. There's no question. And it delivered exactly what I thought I was getting. Like, I don't really know if he plays different characters or if he's just Vin Diesel. Which isn't a bad thing. Like, he can just be Vin Diesel, and that's totally cool. But, like, yeah, I don't necessarily know if he is an actor so much as he's Vin Diesel. Which, he is perfect as Vin Diesel. He does no notes, does not need to change. But it has occurred to me more than once that he's just Vin Diesel. Unless maybe that's what they're asking him to be. I don't know. I do know that he plays Dungeons and Dragons, and that makes me very happy. I am working on the garden now. I wanted it to be very rainbow, like a gradient. So I was trying to find the right colors and things. Obviously, I couldn't really put green flowers because I've noticed that The Sims avoids green flowers. I don't know if it's because they think green leaf, green flowers is too much. So I did my best. I'm not the best landscaper, that's for sure. I try, like, I practice at it, but, like, I'm not. And again, I blame that on me growing up in the desert, or when I wasn't in the desert, I was in Montana, where people don't really have, like, you have a yard, but you're like, it's not a decorated or manicured yard, it's just either grass or whatever nature decided to put there. There's just so much nature there that you just have what you have. But I think it turned out okay-ish, maybe? I don't know. I'm so all over the place. I probably shouldn't be doing a voiceover today, but, like, here we are. Because I put off making this until the last minute, and I need to post it. Not tomorrow, the next day. Decorating took a long time. Like, the decorating probably took me 2 days, so that was also a factor in this house. I probably didn't need to decorate it. I'm never gonna use it, but, like, I wanted to. It harkens back to the days when I did the one color for every room challenge, which I had a lot of fun doing. But yeah. I actually use terrain paint too, which I don't really use terrain paint in The Sims 4 as often as I probably should. I put dirt under the little plants, and I put gravel. Go me. Honestly, I might go back to bed when I'm done with this. I was hoping that I just had, like, a headache in general, but, like, yeah, something's unhappy in my brain meat, and I really don't want it to be. And wish it would stop. I've taken 2 Imitrex already, and it's like, no. So I think it's probably sinusy, but who knows. Oh, I guess since we're talking about horror movies, I'm very, very excited that there's... Recently, they opened, there's a place, I can't remember, I think it's called Horror Vibes, but it's like a horror movie-themed coffee bar, and I'm so excited about it, and I want to go there, like, now, but obviously I feel like crap, so I'm not going today. But, like, they have a bunch of drinks that are named after Final Girls, and I'm just like, this is amazing. This is stupendous and spectacular. This is exactly what I wanted in my life. Thank you so much. Because sometimes you just need that. Although I will say there's a restaurant. It's recently opened. It's owned by, like, this arty guy. It's a restaurant attached to, like, a museum, and it's meant to be, like, kind of a true crimey thing, I guess, which I'm always leery about. But the menu at the restaurant is something that is both funny and terrible. And I think in a way it's meant to make you think about it and, like, confront it, but it's like all of the meals are last meals that people have had, like, specifically serial killers. And I mean, it made me laugh when I heard about it. And, like, I get it's dark and it's probably terrible, but, like, I feel like if that's something that's happening, we should confront it and maybe talk about it and the idea behind the last meal and all of that, like, it's meant to make you think. It's meant to make you uncomfortable, but not like The Sacrament, that was uncomfortable in a way that was not for me. Oh god. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while. I should have, like, and I almost didn't watch it, because I'm like, what if this is actually exactly what is, what if the dead dove is indeed a dead dove? But I'm like, no, because, T West, or, oh god, what is their name? Oh, my head hurts so bad I can't think, but I've seen some of their other movies, and they're really good and interesting, so I was like, no, it wouldn't do it to me. It wouldn't do it to me. They wouldn't do it to me. They did it to me. And why? Why can't you just... Why couldn't it be aliens? It could have been aliens. They could have all been aliens. I was also thinking it would have been cool if it was like... Because, again, the premise is a bunch of people were down on their luck, but, like, they did mention at one point that there was a large population of, like, elderly people within their group, and I was like, what if it's a weird, like, organ trafficking scheme kind of thing going on, and that he's getting these people to come here, but he's selling their organs, because a nurse at one point is like, he's a businessman first, and I'm like, that would be really cool and interesting, and would not make me uncomfortable. I mean, it's a horror movie, but, like, that is happening in real life. People are going to other countries and buying organs, so it would be an interesting discussion. No, he went the most obvious, awful route ever. Ugh. I'm sorry I'm talking about this, but, like, this is the only place I can talk about it. Shay does not want to hear me say another word about it. He is so over it. Because I'll be done, and then I'm like, and another thing. He's like, you could have just not watched the movie. I'm like, I know, but I did watch it, and I'm stubborn, and I wanted to complete it, so this is where we are. But anyways, I will see you in a bit, and we will look over the fully decorated house. Okay, so here is going to be like the final overview of the house. Of course, my dog starts going off at this moment. Judy, take it outside for your nail. So yeah, this is kind of the shape of the house. It's not as bad as it could have been, that's for sure. I like having it in San Sequoia. I think it's really nice. I like the roof choice. I like having all these outdoor balconies because I don't typically do that. But we'll kind of view the house room by room. Okay, so this is the kind of main living room. I know back in the day, my family in particular always had like the fancy living room that no one ever used except once a year, or like maybe twice a year if you celebrate 2 holidays. And the regular living room, I don't think they use it this way. They definitely use their living room. I wanted to theme it after the kind of most recent pride flag that I was aware of. It seems there's another one, but I really like this one. I like that it's inclusive of everybody, but also it just, yeah, I like this one. Design-wise, it makes me happy. So this house, very quickly, I was like, yeah, there's probably kids in this house, because I loved this little under stairwell situation, so I kind of put a bunch of toys and pillows under there, like a play area. We've got this little Pole City cart thing, not really sure. Lots of clutter, lots of decorations. You guys know me, I love to clutter. I have never met a clutter item that I did not like. And so we've got a welcome mat, we've got kind of rainbow guitar stuff, lots of plants in this house as well. One thing I didn't want to do when decorating this house was fall into the trap of, okay, I'm only going to use the rainbow color, like, and not make it feel like a real house. That was something that I really wanted to avoid. So while I used a lot of colors kind of from the flags in general, but also flags, like, this still feels like somebody could potentially live here. It doesn't feel almost like a parody or like a theme, but like gay people are real. Like, we shouldn't always be weird. I don't know. I'm tired. I had a migraine all day. I might not be as articulate as I want to be, but I hope what I'm fumbling comes across. I just wanted it to be a real place. guess in Simsland. I don't know. Here is the kitchen, which of course has the intersex flag here. I actually didn't know what this one was. There's a lot of flags. Listen, I do my best. But I know now. And so I wasn't really sure. Obviously purple and yellow are kind of stark, but I tried to go more pastel. I did bring in a little bit of green as well. And very quickly, yeah, these people have cats because rounded walls have this nasty habit of being just like awful, and I don't know how to fix it, and I've never really seen people be able to fix it properly, so I just kind of covered it up with cat posts, and suddenly we have cats. Again, I just was kind of going with the color scheme rather than, like, I don't even know how you would properly have an intersex kitchen. I don't know what that'd be. Like mashing English and a American kitchen together. I don't know. Over here we have the dining room, which is kind of this weird angled area. This one I did get a little silly because it is the bisexual pride room and I'm bi, so I can be silly and not feel awkward about it. So I had bar stool seating, I had regular seating, I also had booth seating, just kind of as a tee-hee-hee moment of you can't decide how you want to sit, because the joke is that bisexual people A, have leather jackets, and B, sit in chairs funny. So that was that. I still have lots of rainbow stuff going on in here, of course. And yeah, lots of plants. This is where I really started going crazy on the plants, and I don't regret it. There's also obviously children in the house, so I tried to include just like little decorative elements that you would see throughout your home if you did have children in it. I also liked putting the Bella Gloss milk carton over there and just kind of keeping it fun. That was my main goal, and I like it. Really quickly, we will step outside to the garden, which is rainbow colors. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it goes throughout all of them. There's some lights, sunflowers, decorations. It's really cute. I kept this area more neutral, just because I liked the way it looked. It's just the seating area, like there's not much. And then I just kind of painted terrain very quickly, but it's nothing really to write home about the landscaping. Over here is the hallway. I did originally have flags in every room, but it was a little bit much, so I just went back to rainbow for this room. Just lots of clutter, lots of things. Again, like when there's kids in your house, all my friends, like there's Legos. There's things where they grab really quickly and they put up high because the kid's messing with it and they don't want them to reach it and then forget. And it lives there for a few months. It's fine. I also put an easel just because I wanted to. And then over here, again, I was thinking like older 90s houses that have like the fake living room and then the real room, like living room. And this was the trans pride one, and I really am happy with how this turned out. Again, I didn't want it to just be... I just wanted it to be a cute space that was pastel, but like functional and looks like a real space. I mean, obviously, real spaces don't always look like this, but they could. I had to use this couch because the pillows were perfect. Got a little notice board, some different decorations on the wall. We have this little seating area here. I imagine that there's probably a teenager and then like maybe an infant in this house. And this space is kind of taken over by the infant and the teenager for sure. We've got the little TV console that's open, it's got drawers out, things like that. Beanbag chair, but there's still stuff to play with, and a piano. I did put little butterflies because transformation and just like, it felt appropriate. Over here is the lesbian pride room, which I'm imagining is the teenager's bedroom. It is the largest bedroom in the house, but it just made sense that like this was probably originally a guest room, and then when they had another baby, like the teen got put downstairs. Again, we've got the issues with the flooring that I can't really fix, but I really like this giant cat thing. It pleases me. And I like how warm this space is. It's cozy. It's cozy and fun, and I like it. The bathroom is just kind of a bathroom. Like, I didn't really do anything with that other than decorate it. So upstairs, the first room you see when you come upstairs is the playroom, which is just like, I don't know why they build these weird landing rooms. In my house we have one and I use it as a loft. It's where my desk is, but yeah, this is very much a kid's space. So there's like a desk, probably was the teenager's desk, but they're getting a little bit older. I imagine they're like a young teen. Ribbons, we've got the classic pride flag there, lots of toys, and lots of cat themed things, just really colorful and fun. Kids been drawn on the walls. I tried to find any sort of rainbow things that I could, so that worked out. This awkward room is the infant room. And it's awkward because of the shape, but it does have the gay pride flag there. Yeah, I tried to hang art. It was weird. And then I put a bunch of bears because, listen, it was kind of funny to me. And there was no otter toys, so, like, you got bears. And I don't even know what a stuffed animal representing a twink would be, but, like, listen, the bears are funny. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, funny, not, like, making fun of it. I don't know. I'm so tired. I should not be speaking. So, yeah, there's that. We do have some toys outside, like the little marble circle thing and then the science thing, but, like, obviously an infant's not using that yet. We come into the next room, which is the asexual pride flag. Again, I wasn't really sure which one. I always mix this one up with the non-binary one because they're similar colors, but non-binary is yellow on top. It's like flipped, so, but they're close. So yeah, this is the asexual crafting room and exercise room, basically. I kept it pretty empty, pretty clean. Oh, oops. Oh, there went a door. I don't care. Originally, I wanted this to be a bedroom, but it didn't make sense. I was going to do like a bedroom suite, and it didn't make sense. So it kind of changed. But this happens, especially with growing families, where they've kind of got an extra spot and they don't know what to do with it, and eventually they figure it out. I have a space like this in my house. That I just had 2 living rooms, basically, but I don't need 2 living rooms, so eventually it became a game room, but it took me like a year and a half. With the crafting room, I imagine this is more like the adults area, because adults need space in the house too, so they're not too keen on decorating. They like things clean and minimal because the rest of their house is this. So, like, they keep their space pretty clean. I like the idea that maybe they sell stuff online. They've got a little sketch pad here, future cube. This little baby monitor thing is also matched to the little one on the crib, just so they can watch the kid when he's napping. Treadmill, just pretty simple. Out here is just a small meditation patio. And then we come to the parents' room, which is the pansexual kind of themed room. Again, it is smaller, but I like it. I like that it's cozy. I like that it's really filled with plants. Like, that's all I wanted to do was just shove plants in here. I was really happy with this bed. Like, it's perfect, obviously. And we've got a little calendar and just more kind of colorful pictures, some stones, things like that. Maybe they make jewelry, who knows. But they do get the big bathroom, which I imagine comes in handy. And this is the most recent pride flag, I believe, which includes the intersex pride flag, kind of right there. So yeah, this is just kind of a cozy bathroom for them. They get the largest one in the house, although they do have to have the litter box. They also have access to the patio, which isn't really themed at anything in particular. It's just kind of a nice relaxing place, flower arranging, just chillin'. So this is my, and this one, because I thought it was funny, I did put the ally flag in this bathroom and make it the ally bathroom, because, like, that's right now where allies are the most important. It's just, like, supporting people existing in public spaces without trying to demonize or criminalize. So that's why I wanted to do that. I wanted to be a little serious with my silly build. And that is my Pride Shell Challenge build. Could I have done better? Probably, but the shapes did kind of, they threw me off a little bit, the round. Like, this isn't ideal, but, like, I don't know what else I would have done, or where else I would put, I thought about putting it there, but it bothered me having that straight line in the ground. I don't know. So there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, is there a piece of CC that I potentially missed out placing in this place? Because There is a lot of pride or rainbow themed stuff. It's just a matter of finding it, and searching rainbow is not helpful. So thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.